Kia ora, bros and girls, welcome back to the channel. So we're back with Chapter 3, Map 1 of Missing Links, the Uncollected Event Quest for this month. And we're going to go in with kind of like a blade-heavy team, but we're going to bring in Archangel and Void as well for regen reversal, because this guy seems to be all about the regen. Now we're just going to go the plain vanilla path, and I'll meet you back up at the boss. Okay, so here we are, back at the boss. It's a little while later in the day because I had to refresh my energy and stuff. But so we're up against Sasquatch. Let's have a look. His debuff lasts 100% longer. You can only heal block him up to 5 times and becomes immune to the heal block. And he builds rage a second faster when not landing effects. Now if you have a look at his abilities, so when he drops below 40%, every time you contact him, he's got a 66% chance to activate a healing. He can stack those 3 times, and each time he regens 5%, so that's going to be really, really annoying. Also, when he gets Wrath of Tanaraq, he becomes passively unstoppable during specials and heavy attacks, and his combat trait power is reduced. Oh, and your combat rate power is reduced by 67% when you're struck by these attacks. He's also 90% immune to Cold Snap, and he is immune to Frostbite and Armor Break. If you invert the regen rate, which only really Torch, Captain America, Infinity War, and Void can do, then all regen effects are removed. He gains power whenever your opponent has a buff or a stagger debuff. His mediums inflict rupture and a lot of physical damage. His heavies inflict stagger. So really not good to bring buff champions against him, I guess. Spirit of Rage, max attacks of 15. So light attacks build 1. The third light attack also builds 1 every 4.5 seconds if he doesn't land a hit. And each stack reduces damage, and also Rage is not affected by ability accuracy reduction, but it is prevented while suffering from an Enervate or Exhaustion debuff. Now I think Void does have exhaustion, but so does Luke Cage. So the Wrath basically has a flat 10% chance to remove all stacks. Right, so basically if he has 5 or more rage, then he's more likely to go into this Wrath of Tanaraq. And when he does, he becomes stun immune. He gains a lot of block penetration, increased power gain. His specials cost less. And if you're in full power, his specials and his heavy will drain your power. And then special 1 has a chance to inflict a stun debuff and rupture, and his special 2 also does a lot of damage and rupture. And you don't really want the special 3, but the special 3 regens a lot of life. So let's, I'm not sure really where to start. I guess we can start with Blade, although Void would probably be ideal. But let's actually, let us start with Void. So we're going to start with Void. Hopefully we can invert the regen and then maybe kind of get past that. So the one thing we got to be careful of is the rage timer and when he goes into this Wrath of Tanaraq, because that means he's going to go unstoppable, and we're not going to be able to really kind of do what we want to do. Now, SP2 is okay, so it's just three attacks at you, not really projectile attacks, and not really that hard to evade. Now, I think that red thing is the Wrath of Tanaraq, and what we're going to do is we're going to just hang out here until that finishes, which it just has, but we are cornered, which is not very good. I'm just going to try to push him out here a little bit. Now the problem is once he gets there, he kind of corners you, and it's really painful. Right, so Void is not an excellent option, it seems. Let's see how far we can get with Blade. That fight was going pretty well until we got cornered from the Wrath and the Unstoppable and stuff, and then it kind of went downhill real quick. And also we're going to try to push him to his SP2 because I think that was easier to evade. I couldn't quite tell what his SP1 was doing really, so let's just see. We're going to try to bait out the SP2 here. And now at this point he can go into Wrath anytime, right? He's got a 60% chance, 70% chance now. We're going to throw our SP2 before he becomes unstoppable. And now he's got Wrath on. So he's right. So it's a little bit like Hulk, it seems, where he kind of just throws stuff at you. Just going to throw the SP1 just to create a little bit of space. Okay, and then Wrath is gone, so we're going to try to come back in. And we're going to try building. Okay, so now it's just about out-damaging that regen. I might just throw the SP1 because it's non-contact, so less chance for him to get the regen. And now he's got Wrath again, which is really, really tough. So Blade did pretty well for that phase right until we drop below 40. Now here's where we kind of need to really out-damage this guy, or we really need a heal block. So at this point I'm going to bring in Archangel, and hopefully we can heal block with the neurotoxin and finish the last little bit off. Now neurotoxin will not shut off the Wrath, I don't think, but it should shut off this guy's healing. And seeing as we're not really going contact, we're doing damage over time, this should hopefully do the trick. So now he's not healing, we've got the neurotoxins on, we're doing a lot of damage over time, and we can throw that SP2 and hopefully that should be able to finish him off. Oh my god. Oh, okay, I get it. So we're gonna die here, but I get why that happened, because even though the neurotoxin stuns him, he had Wrath activated, so he was also stun immune at that point in time. So we'll try to just finish it off with Stark Spidey. I guess this guy has, I'm gonna have to think about who can really counter him from 4 stars. I mean, this team does work, obviously. Blade does really, really well for the first part of the fight. I assume Void and Archangel will do well for the second part of the fight. Maybe Luke Cage would also work. I'm going to have to think, and I might, if this helped you out though, do like and subscribe or leave a comment and follow. I might do a breakdown of this guy and just experiment with a few ideas, a few champs to see if I can get a counter that can take him out in one. Because the first phase is pretty easy, but then once you drop below 40%, it gets a little bit more difficult. So let me leave that with me, let me think about it, and hopefully I'll put up a counter video very, very soon with 4 stars. Ka kite ana, bros and girls, we'll see you in the next one.